Hey everyone, I'm finally getting around to doing a little review on the Urban Decay Vice palette, their latest one. I think this is Vice 3 by now, Vice 4, something like that. This is the latest one, and like I said earlier, I was not interested in this when I first saw it, and I ended up just grabbing it anyway because I thought I might as well just try it. And it turns out I probably would not do this again. I wouldn't get it again. There are just too many bright, crazy colors in here that I would never wear. So if you're into bright colors, it's a good deal. There's 3 different greens in here. I mean, bright greens. There's a fuchsia purple, and then there's a bunch of other, more wearable colors in it. It's not something that I really should have gotten, I don't think. I do enjoy these purples down here in this corner. They're really pretty together. Right now I have on these 2 colors right here, plus this one right here, and I'll show you how I did that today. This is how it turned out. I think it turned out gorgeous. As in all of these Vice palettes, in Urban Decay products, a lot of these glittery colors are gonna be that greasy, kind of waxy, glittery fallout feel. There's a couple of mattes in here. There are several nice satins, but you've got that greasy, glittery feel. This one is not too bad. It's a glitter, but it's got sort of a base that sets off the glitter that's not as crumbly. The real crumbly one is Flame. That's going to be that greasy glitter. That is what I put on top of Bitter today, and I will show you exactly how I did that. So I started out putting a color called Framed all over the lid. It is a matte, sort of French vanilla, yellowy beige, very pale. I wanted to put the Bitter color, which is a definite burnt orange. I wanted to put that all over my lid, but I didn't want it to be too orange. So I put Framed on first to try to kind of lighten it up. I put Bitter all over my lid. Now I did use the included brush today to do this whole eye. It has a sort of a crease end, and then it has a flat end. This flat end is very, very small. So when I did my lid, it kind of was a lot of work. Usually a flat lid brush like this needs to be a little bit bigger or wider so that you can get your lid done in less time. This one really took some time to get all of that lid covered with the Bitter color. Then I went into a color called Delete, which is a very cool chocolate brown. It is a matte. And I did that in the crease. Now, I do like the crease brush they included with this because it is a stipple type crease brush. It's not real dense on the ends here. So it didn't just pile on a crease color, which is good. It put it on, fairly light. I really enjoyed that about this brush. I did that in the corner as well. I put some of the Delete in the corner with my little flat brush. Now, this makes a good corner pat brush, because you don't have to have a lot of surface area going on there. But as far as your lid, it's going to take a while to get a lid color on with this little tiny brush. Blended all that together, and then I had put Framed up into my brow bone as sort of a highlight. Framed has just the tiniest bit of an eggshell finish, so it ends up being a decent highlighter up there. I lined with a new Sephora product that I have. It's a new crayon. It's called the Contour Matte Gel Eyeliner. I wanted to try these out, and it did a fairly good job. I will say it probably is not as soft as, say, the Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliner that I love so much, or the new Lancome gel pencils that are so wonderful. It's not quite as soft as that, but it's fairly soft. I think it really definitely gets the job done, and it's a whole lot cheaper than those gel pencils from Lancome too. This color is called Espresso Your Love, and the package color is quite a bit lighter and more taupey than the actual color of the product. I wanted to show you that. See, this looks a lot lighter, and then this is just like a really nice dark chocolate cocoa brown. Lined top and bottom with that, and then I went back and put some of this Bitter on over that lower lash line, and I think that turned out really pretty. So again on the Vice palette, not something I probably should have picked up. I did do a really nice neutral eye the other day with it. I used this low color, and I don't know what else. I think I used this grip color down here, which is a really unusual color. And again, I think I probably used delete in there somewhere. I would like to experiment with some of these purples down here, but you know, these three greens, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use this color right here. I'm not going to use this color right here. Not really a super useful palette. I have a lot more useful palettes out there, but so it has some interesting qualities. I don't think it's a must-have at all unless you really like bright colors. So I wanted to share with you this interesting brush I got from Sephora. I have not been happy with how my contour has gone on. I usually use just a little contour brush. Let me show you. Just as sort of like that. I have some that are thinner. I have a Lorac one that is real thin and real dense bristles. Well, it just puts a line right there, and it's really hard to blend that line out with that one. This one just kind of makes a rounded, it gives just too much, puts too much contour on there at once. I picked up this Pro Contour Kabuki contouring brush number 82 from Sephora. Really weird, wavy brush, very soft. The Sephora brushes are really soft and nice. I used that today, and I'm really happy with it. It kind of hugs your cheekbone, and you can position it. And what I did was I used my NYX contour palette today, dabbed into that and just kind of patted on. I mean, you can brush on if you want, but I just kind of patted on, and it hugs your cheekbone just right like that, see? And then it kind of, if you can kind of turn your contour up at the end, it kind of gives you that cute little fat apple look right here. So I tried that out today, and then I went on and did my regular contouring with it, you know, up here and over here. It did a fine job with that. It did a fine job down here. So I'm really liking this. I believe it was $38. I got it at 20% off. And I really like the effect and the way it contours you. You can do all of your contour with it too, not just your cheeks. Okay, for my blush and highlight today, I used the new Nars Klein Vengeful. This is a dual intensity blush. They say you can use it wet or dry. I imagine wet. You could probably use it as an eyeshadow. That's probably what they mean by wet. It is a very unusual color. So it's a very, very red brick. I mean, not pink at all. There is no pink. It is just flat, burnt brick red, burnt red orange. And then this right here is a very intense gold. Let me show you. It is a very intense gold. Now, what I did not end up liking about this blush, the brick red color is okay. You know, it's a brick red. There it is. But this highlight, when I put that on top, it turned into glitter. And I don't like glitter highlights. I like sheen highlights. So I'll show you up close. I don't know if you can see, but it's just glitter. It's just gold glitter. Just not happy with that. I don't want glitter. I want a real even sheen, and it did not do that for me. So I know people are kind of freaking out on this blush because it's such an unusual color, but I just don't like the gold part of it. The gold part of it just is not working for me. Also, when I put this blush on, it somehow pinked up on my face. I made it a little bit more pink than it looks in the package, and then it looks even on the back of my hand. So I'm not a real big fan of this one. So this is another Nars Klein product. This one's called Redemption. It's a Killer Shine lipstick. This is a new line of lip products they have. Killer Shine lipstick, and they have a Killer Shine gloss. Really unusual color. It looks very pink champagne in the package. It goes on very neutral champagne on me. I think it's a really unusual color. It feels really nice on. Let me show it to you on my hand. It is so frosty. Pink champagne. Feels really nice too. Feels really, really smooth. Really greasy in a good way. Slippery feeling. Feels really nice on the lips. Very unusual color. I think it's going to be very popular. Okay, so that's my take on the Vice palette and a couple of the new Nars products and this Sephora, a couple of Sephora products. I'll see you next time. I have so many things to show you and to review.